Coming up on today's episode, a good Wednesday afternoon to you all YouTube. It is 1:25 now in the PM. Sitting here at the bench, eating my lunch. This is my lunch right here. So that's what I'm having for lunch today, and along with about a half glass of tea. So that's what I am eating. I just got back from, make sure to share this story. Bill will appreciate this. I know Bill will. You listening, Bill? I got the call from, I shouldn't say I'll call, I get a text from Walmart, and I'm going to show you here on the phone. Let's see. Yeah, it's the bottom one right there. Part of your order is ready for curbside pickup Wednesday, April 20th. Check in before you go, and I did that. I checked in. It was 12:45 is the time. I don't know how well you'll see that on the phone, but that's what the time it is. And I got a message from Walmart at 12:54. Now that's what, 10 minutes? A little over 10, or a little less than 10 minutes that my items had been picked up. That's how you do it, Bill. And I even stopped and paid my rent. I have to go by a bank. I put this on my dash cam, and I recorded it, and I got home and brought the camera in the house and was going to put it on the computer to edit it and stuff, but found out there was no card in the camera, so I didn't get that footage. But anyway, yeah, I left here right after I got the message. Well, actually a little bit before I got the message, because I was at the bank when I saw what it was, and they said, order's ready. So I always hit check in to check in, make sure they know I'm on my way, and I did that, and like I said, paid my rent and got my receipt, and I just go through the drive-through, and then went around to the front, went out onto the highway again, down to Walmart, and I was backing in to the spot, and the guy was standing there at my window, and I'm just sort of, I had my radio going and everything else. I had to turn the radio off and roll the window down, and he asked my name, and I told him, and he says, okay, I'll bring it right down. I said, okay. So I had no more than got the trunk popped open, and they were back there loading it up. So, and like I said, I was back home at 12:54, or I actually picked it up. It was about 1 o'clock by the time I get home. But like I said, it's that's how you do that. And I know that doesn't happen every time. Sometimes it does, but not very often. And I just thought Bill would appreciate that story, knowing how much problems he has. But anyway, the reason I'm here today is twofold. This is a power supply. Yeah, I bought this some time back. I think I may have mentioned it on the channel. And last night, while I was doing nothing else, I thought, I'll come in here and I worked on it some yesterday afternoon, but I think I got the resistors in. So last night I just went ahead and finished it up. I had the heat sink I had bought for another power supply I was building, and so I had that on hand already, and so I still I'm thinking I want to buy a fan for this, if I can find one at a decent price. I think they're 24 volt. You can see there's the plug-in for it right there, 24 volt. And so the only thing I've got to change is these. I've got to come back off, and I didn't notice, and I wasn't paying attention, I guess, when I put it together. But these little headers here, right here, go to those plugs, and then the other ends go to the actual pots, and that way you can leave it off the board, and I'll put it on the front panel where the controls will be, and that way it'll be a lot easier to do. These are a little bit close together, as you can see. You can even get knobs on there, I don't think. But anyway, I got that. Also, I've ordered a 24 volt transformer. I think this one puts out around 4 amps. I'll flash up a picture of that. Coming out of Missouri, shouldn't take too long to get here. I picked that up this morning. I had checked last night while I was sitting there doing nothing, and found several that I was interested in. And I got to talking to Bob about it, and he and I kind of both agreed this was the best one in the deal. There was a make offer on it, and I offered $15. I think they had $19.95, and I think I offered $15 or something like that, and I got it for $15. So I think with shipping and everything it was $21 or something like that. But I guess it was the cheapest after all. But so that's coming, and again, I think I've been looking at my cases that I've got, little blue cases that I bought some time ago for power supply, and I think what I'm going to do is take that one and the one I was originally going to use for this, and put a plastic front on it, and I've got a meter coming. I'll flash up a picture of that also. Originally I was just going to get one, but Amazon has got them for 2 for the same price of 1, so I figure why would you just buy 1 when you can buy 2 for the same price? And so that's what I did. Or I haven't yet. I haven't ordered them yet, but I will. And like I said, they're I think 100 volt at 10 amp, which is overkill for this, but at the same time I couldn't find anything. I wanted a 50 volt at 5 amps, but you know, you just can't find everything you want. I did have the analog meters that originally had bought for that, which matched those 50 volts and 5 amps. But I decided at the last minute to kind of go with the digital. I like the digital better. I think that, you know, for something like this, it's a better situation. About the only thing I really like analog meters for is when you really need to see that needle move back and forth, and for peaking and things like that. Other than that, I think the digital are better. Just my own feelings on that. But you know, everybody's got their feelings, I guess. So that's where I'm at right now on this. And I originally had thought about making a 3D printed case, but I think I'm just going to do the front 3D printed. And like I said, I'll have the knobs on there for the controls, a switch on there to turn it on and off, and the meter and the outputs, and I think that's about it. I've got to kind of calibrate the outputs for the amperage limits and things like that. It is current limited, so I've got to do some measurements on that once I get it all put together, and then I'll make me a label on my other printer, the color printer, with the dial thing on it, to where I'll know about. It doesn't have to be exact, but what's half amp, what's an amp, what's 2 amps, what things like that. So that gives me a close estimate of where I'm at with that. So the voltage I really don't need to worry about too much, because you turn it up and you can see it on the meter, and the current limiting is a little bit hard to see that, because you don't really get an indication of that unless you have an indicator on the potentiometer, on the dial. So that's that. I have not got my meter ordered yet. I'm still waiting. I like to, once I get my Social Security check, I like to wait, pay all the bills that I have paid. I paid my electric, paid my rent, I paid, I've got my cable bill, or internet bill. It's got to be taken out. That's $83. So anywho, that's that. Couple of notes on this. Bob had told me, had clued me in on some of this stuff. You can see I've got that resistor off the board a little ways there, and that's because this heats up pretty good the way Bob talked. And I think there's an 82 ohm. I believe it's this one on top right here that gets warm also. So kind of keep an eye on that. But I really think a fan would be doing better on this. I do have it screwed into the, so that's that. Enough about that. I think what I'm trying to think of here is what I'm going to be doing next. I've got this built, and it was one of the things I wanted to do while I've got a break in the action, as they say. Like I said, my plan is, after I got this power supply built, to do another, as I mentioned, I believe, on the Simple AM Plus. I want to build the other board that Bob sent, and I got to round up parts for that and get that done. and I'm hoping it will work better than the other one did, because it didn't work. It does have a carrier, the other one did, and it just a loud hum is all you get out of it. And I don't know exactly. Bob didn't know if maybe one of the transistors had went bad or whatever, but whatever it is, and I think he didn't decide later, well, there was a carrier, so that couldn't be the problem. So I don't know, but whatever it is, it does have a loud buzzing hum noise in it, and I was able to tune the antenna just fine. I think I had 7-something volts. It was fine, but like I said, it just doesn't have any audio, just other than the buzz, and that wasn't the radio station either. So so that's got to come up here shortly. I did finish off this again. I know I mentioned it was finished the last time, but I did actually finish it. I went back and did the wiring. I cleaned it up a little bit. I didn't do a bang-up job on it or anything like that. You can see it's better than it was, but it's still not a new radio, obviously. And so it does sound pretty good, and it does work with the batteries if I put batteries in it, and it works with the AC. So I guess that's really all you can ask for an old Hong Kong special like this one. So that's done completely now, and I've got to put that out in the kitchen area, dining room, whatever you want to call that, where I have the rest of my radios kind of displayed, and I'll put that out there. So that's coming up. Like I said, is either here or there. I may think of some more stuff I want to add. Hi, I'm back once more. It's now 6:13 in the evening on the same day. My camera got the file too big, and it stopped on that last clip. So that's what happened to that. I was done talking anyway. I rather than go back just for a second or two, it wasn't no worth it. So I just thought I'd answer that on the next clip, which is this one. What you see in front of you is one of the power supply cases I bought off eBay years ago now, I guess it is. I was going to, as you can probably see in there, thinking about using this for the new power supply that I'm building, but I will flash up some pictures of the I don't know how you can see it, hear it, but they're over there on the 3D printer is printing a new case for this. This one, in other words, I'll flash up pictures of the transformer. You can see the measurements and everything like that. It's just too small for this to work, and this case is too small for it. There's just no way it'll fit in there. And I have another one of these, but it's so huge it would take up so much room. So what I did was I compromised and decided to print my own up. It's basically going to be a similar case to this. It will basically be this type of case. I don't know if I can get this together. Like this, and then there will be a bottom on it. We'd be separate, and the front and the back will be printed separately also, so that I can add things to it as far as my meter and my cutouts for my pots and things like that. And also on the back, probably going to put as I mentioned in the other part of it, a fan for this. I still haven't found one yet, but I'm still looking. But so I'll put that in there. And like I say, I've already got I'll show you a picture of the top part of this that you can see. And you can see from the picture the vertical slots like this that are going into it. And so that will basically take the place of these type here. And also on the back side, I will put vertical slots on that. And that way there'll be a nice flow through for the whole thing there. And so that's the way that's going to work. Like I say, the print that's printing now is the top part. This part here, basically, the part I just slid on there, and that won't slide off, but you know, this part here. So I wanted to try a case like this. Obviously it's a little bit different, but you know, it's not that much different than this. It's a little bit bigger than this, not a lot. It's more tall than this, I think, is what the deal is. That was the place that it didn't fit. It fit just about everywhere else, but it would be tight all around. So I gave it a little bit more room, and like I said, I gave it some more additional height, and put those slots in it, you know, all across the top. So I think that should work out rather well. Here's my, I don't know if did I show you this before? This is the 600 volt 1 amp meter here, and that was what I was originally going to use for my DC power supply. But after Bill said what he was going to do, I thought, well, that's a better deal, a better way of doing it. So I decided to change my plan and do it that way. And so it worked out really well, I think. So happy about that. Also happy that the top seems to be printing good. I'm looking on the monitor here. I've got it up on the monitor. Plus I can just look over there onto the right and I see it. But I can actually see it better in the monitor than I can over there because there's 50 million things in the way. But anyway, so I just want to kind of update you on that. And so that's that. That should work out rather well. I'm happy with it. Very happy. So once I get this printed up, and probably tomorrow sometime, I'll bring it over here and we'll take a look at it compared to this and see the differences. So that'll be interesting. So that's about it. No radio this week that I know of. I've been really thinking about it. I kind of really do miss working on radios, and especially now that I've got my BDST all working good, and of course I haven't got no meter, but I do still have, I didn't put it together. I haven't got the screws yet for it, but in the back's still missing. It's in the box over there. I seen it the other day when I was looking for something else. This was a nice meter. I really liked the way it looked on camera, and I think the new one coming has got the same style, black back and white letters, and I think it should show up rather well, I hope. And so we'll see once it gets here, obviously. And I told Bill, you know, he needn't worry. I will be using batteries with it because I want it to be removable. And I'll just use rechargeable batteries. And I think it takes AAAs or whatever it takes. I think 4 of them. So I can buy a couple sets of those. And that way I'll always have batteries for it. I'll just leave one set on the charger. And that should work out rather well, I hope. Alright, I've talked long enough. I've talked too long, as a matter of fact. I had my groceries today, but I felt like something. My daughter, I told her, I said, you know, you kind of spoiled me on these Wednesday night things. I said I wanted something a little special, so I went to Domino's and got a Philly cheesesteak sandwich and chicken Alfredo pasta. And what I'll do is have, what I did was have half the Philly cheesesteak sandwich for dinner tonight, and then I'll have probably the pasta chicken tomorrow, and then have the other half of the Philly cheesesteak on Friday, I guess. And that way it makes me 3 meals. It was $12.82, so that's not too bad when you think about it. I mean, that's pretty reasonable, and if you do it that way. And that's the way I generally do it. And so if I get pizza, that's the same way I do pizza. I'll have it 3 meals and stuff like that. So, alright, I've talked long enough. I've said everything I had to say and more. So, if I come back, we'll see you then. If not, we'll see you later. Good Thursday afternoon to y'all YouTube. It's 3:08 in the PM. Here with you one last time for this video. I wanted to show you the difference between this. I told you it was just a hair too small, and as you can see, well, I don't have the obviously don't have the transformer yet, but I've got the measurements and everything. It should fit just fine. And like I said, I did get that part printed. I've got to print the front and the back. Those are not no big deal. What I want to do is this is going to be sitting just about right there, I think. Depending on how thick this the fan is that I bought. I think it said 10 millimeters, so I could measure it if I wanted to, but it's not a big deal. We'll just wait till it arrives, and then I can cut a hole for this, or make the hole in the Tinkercad for it, and put a mesh in there, or whatever I want to do, a grill. I could do that, or whatever, you know, so it's not a big deal. Like I say, this side is going to be the transformer, and this side will be, I've got an idea on how I want to do the transformer. I'll show you when I get it, but like I said, it's gonna be a lot better. It will put the reset on the front, and I think that's a better deal. Just what my way of thinking. So you can see this is a good bit higher than that one, and like I said, I've got feet coming for this. Of course, they're coming from China. I think some of them, not all of them, but I've got 2 sets ordered just to see which one fits best. So you can see the slots in front. Now on the back side of this, where the transformer is, actually this will be the back side, there will be slots, vertical slots here as well for the transformer ventilation. And then again, like I said, there'll be a round one here for the fan ventilation here. Bob says that those fans for these type of heat sinks should blow on the heat sink, so it'll just be sucking in air. It's not a big deal. I mean, it could probably suck in enough air from this side to do it, but I just soon have a cutout here as well to give it good airflow, and that way everything's hunky-dory, as you can see. I do have this screw together. As you can see there's 2 screws on each side. Like I said, that's how that's going to be held together. And now the front and back will have, I'm thinking, screw here, 2 screws on the ends like that, and then 1 in the middle on the top and the bottom, I think is how I'm going to do it, because that will give me a good separation, or whatever you want to call it, and I think that'll hold it in there really nice. So that's my plan anyway, so we'll see how it works out once I get them printed. Now the front, it's going to take some time to print it because I don't have the meter. I did get it ordered. By the way, I've got the new DMM ordered as well. Did that last night, and ended up getting it for $34 and something. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it's quite a savings from what it was. They had a flash deal, I guess Amazon did, so I said, okay, give it to me. So they did. But like I say, the meter's coming, that'll go on the front, of course. And that will go on this side also, I believe, yes. The meter will be basically here, outputs here. Now again, these 2 controls will be off the board, mounted over here, I think. I really don't want to put them right next to the outputs like that. So I think the best way to do it is to put them over on this side, and that way I can get them out of the way or whatever, and they're not in the way of anything. There's nothing else other than that, like I say, that reset for the transformer will stick out about here, maybe higher or lower depending on the size or the tallness of it. I don't know exactly, I haven't got that measurement, that fine of a measurement yet. But anyway, that's what that's going to look like. I think it came out pretty good. My plan, you know how plans are, is to paint it basically just exactly like this. Going to put the front and the back blue like this. Leave the edges that are there white, and again paint the top and the bottom blue. Just the same color blue if I can find it. But I thought that case looked nice. In fact, I would have used that one if it would work. But like I say, it doesn't work, so no sense in crying over that. I've got the new one printed. It's no big deal. It didn't take as long as I thought it would, but I let the top print overnight, and it was done when I got up this morning. And I printed this today, the bottom of it, and that didn't, I think, took 6 hours. But still, like I say, I put it on as soon as I got up, and got this one off, cleaned the table off the printer, and let her start eating on this. And like I say, it was done pretty quick. So, like I say, that's it. But I've got to again work on the top. I'll probably work on the back first, because that's going to be the easiest one to do. As I said before, it's just a matter of getting the slots in here for the transformer cooling, and then getting a round hole here. And I don't have to be exact on that, just as long as there's, like I say, because it's not blowing out, it's sucking in. So as long as it's close, that's all that really matters. So that's what I'm going to do there. So there you go. I just want to come back and share that with you, and like I say, let you know that I do have the meters coming, and those should be here Tuesday according to Amazon. We'll see how that works out, but that's what they said. So, also I believe the speakers I'm waiting on are out for delivery today. I haven't actually checked that, but there is a package out from China in the mail today, so I just saw the mail truck go by going down the street, and he'll be coming back up, and then I'll find out for sure. So I want to get that in the house and have them think. I think this may be the last speakers it's getting so hard to get these speakers, and they're only, I think, 35 or 40 millimeter speakers. They're not very big, and I put up some pictures today on the website of people that have built their kits, and the majority have been using other speakers and things like that because of the smallness of the speakers, and I totally understand. There's a mailman right there. So I totally understand that, and I think what we're going to do is let people just decide on their own what the size of the speaker. I just like me, I use the 4-inch speaker. I like the sound of it better, and the way that works now, I love it. So, that's just a personal preference, and I think that's what we're going to leave it at. It's just too hard to source those things. Even in China's getting really difficult. These ones that we have got, I expect that source to dry up any day, because the others that we've done like this have done the same thing. They run out of them, and they don't they don't get more of them. That's just it. So they don't operate over there like we did over here. So that's just the way that works, and it is what it is. So going to get off here, and like I say, put this all together for tomorrow. And I think that's about it. It's a dreary day here today. It's rained part of the day already. It's been cloudy all day. I don't like weather like that. I like sunshine. Even if it's cooler, I don't mind the coolness of the sunshine. It stays warmer in here. So anyway, that's just my personal preference. I don't want to be sounding like Bill bitching about everything. Sorry, Bill. But like I say, it is what it is, and I guess spring or summer, whatever we're waiting on to get here, will get here sooner or later. So I guess that's it. So you guys have a pleasant day. Thank you so much for watching, and we will see ya.